Hey there, Blip here, and today for you guys I have another video on how you can gain actually a lot of DPS, and this can actually help you get a few rank 1s before more mages pick up on it. Now, what I'm talking about is that there is a legendary we have called the Loop of Time, and I've made many videos on this legendary in the past, because there is a bug, you could say it's a bug, I would say it's clever use of game mechanics, where you could swap this legendary out and basically gain 2 time warps for the first 40 seconds of a boss while still having another legendary equipped, which is absolutely insanely overpowered, and I just want to show you that in action right now, and we'll talk about how this is going to affect you in raids, and also if this is something that Blizzard might potentially ban after I've showed you how it works. Okay, so there's a few things that come together to do this. First of all, I have 2 sets. I have a Timewarp set. You don't have to have a set for this, I just like it so I can just easily equip this legendary without having to unequip stuff around. Then I have my Fire set, which has all my Bisque gear in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my macro. Over here in my general macros, I have a Timewarp macro, which is going to cast Timewarp. Whoops, that is for a previous tier. But it's going to cast Time Warp and it's going to equip my Fire set. Because you have to have someone else use their Time Warp when there's about 1 second left on the pull timer. Otherwise people are going to complain that they're missing out on some Time Warps and whatnot. So having a quick way to swap your gear around is very important, and just having a macro where it'll just Time Warp for me and then swap my set is just going to make life that much easier and less people complain and raid. So I'll do a pull timer now and show you this in action. I have drums, I don't have someone next to me right now that can last for me, but I'll just show you just how quickly I can pull this off. And just like this, I have my legendary now. And as you can see up here, I have 2 different lust effects, and I also have my feathered incantation. So this is just giving me a lot of haste, and as you can see, I failed my combustion. That's not the point here. So you can gain a free legendary effect on pull. And that is insanely overpowered. And there's not really much downside to it because, you know, some people do last like 0.5 seconds before pull. The only thing that you miss out on is that pre-cast fireball because you're going to have to cast later. Or if you have a nice guild that, you know, lets you do it on let someone else bloodlust on 2 seconds, then you can just do it there instead. Either way, you understand my point here now. You can have 2 time warps running for the first 40 seconds of a boss fight, which is just absurd, because you'll have your other legendary equipped at the same time, which is going to give you more damage in a fight. But now let's get on to the important thing here. Is this going to be bannable? Do I think Blizzard's going to hand out bans for this? I don't think so. First of all, take this at your own risk, because Blizzard could issue bans for this if they really wanted to. But personally, I don't think they will, because it's very unreasonable to do that, since this is something that I have been talking about for a long time, and I think other people have been talking about, and it's just, I've submitted tickets to Blizzard about this, and nothing has been done to change this up. And we've had something like this in the past in Legion as well, where Shamans had something with their Bloodlust helmet, where they could unequip it when they Bloodlust on pull, and they would get like a 60-second Bloodlust, and while having another legendary equipped, and there were no bans issued for that. So I personally think this is more a clever use of game mechanics, and it's not something that will lead you to getting a kill on a mythic boss either, you know, like that's down to your whole raid. Unless you have like 10 mages abusing this, then it's really not that big of a deal, and it's going to give you just that bit more damage, which I think is actually quite nice. And I just wanted to share this with you guys in case you wanted to try it out, because I'm going to be doing this. I honestly don't think they're going to issue bans for this, and as I said, I've submitted bug reports about this, and I made videos on this before, and Blizzard have not changed it at all. And if they wanted to change it, it literally is an easy hotfix for them. They just have to make it so the debuff is removed when you change gear or whatever, and then it's already fixed. So if they're going to fix it, then they'll just fix it. I don't think they'll give bans for it, and that's my take on it. But again, they could issue bans for it, so if you really don't want to risk that, then that's up to you. But either way, I feel like this is a nice little thing I can just show you because it is pretty good for DPS, and I don't think many people really know about it or are doing it at the moment. So if you want to gain that good bit of DPS, you can do that. And obviously, since we have so much Soul Ash now because of we have our max legendary upgraded and we have all that leftover Soul Ash, you can just craft this legendary, and it's pretty good for the other specs as well. So if they do nerf it, you know, it's decent for Arcane, it's decent for Frost, and it's still good on Fire in some AoE situations. Otherwise, I'll put a link to the macro in the description, and that's really all I have for this video. Again, if you want to help support me, then remember I have my Patreon, I have my YouTube membership, and also if you want to hang out in the Discord, you should come along. I have it in the description. And yeah, we're starting to grow quite a bit. I'm very chuffed actually. I'd like to give a special shout out to my YouTube supporters, Aaron, TM, and Newstar. And I'd also like to thank my Patreon supporter, Marvin. You guys are really helping me out, and I honestly can't thank you enough for your support. As I said, Only take this risk if you're scared of them, just hotfixing and making your Soul Ash worthless, or if you're scared of the bans, which I honestly don't think they'll do, but I've given you the warning. Take the risk if you want to, but they could ban you if they really wanted to, because, I mean, it's, drawing the line between clever use of game mechanics and bugs can be hard in situations like this. Yeah, boys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.